Where were you on 9/11? You remember that day? It changed everything. But what we were told about 9/11 is not really what happened. How many of you knew a third skyscraper collapsed on 9/11? Yeah, 3 skyscrapers. Yeah, we've been doing our best to educate architects and engineers all across the country. Most of them don't even know there was a 47-story skyscraper that collapsed on 9/11. Here, this would be the tallest building in most of our states. Now, why am I talking to you about a third skyscraper? Most of us think we know what happened to the 2 Twin Towers. We've heard the programming, but guess what? The third skyscraper survived the other 2. Till the afternoon, it had a few small fires in it. Here's what happens at 5:20 in the afternoon. World Trade Center 7 on the left, a series of known controlled demolitions on the right. Is there any similarity? Is there enough similarity to warrant an investigation into the possible use of explosives, especially since it looks exactly like a controlled demolition? It falls straight down symmetrically into its own footprint. How do we get a building to fall symmetrically? We have to remove those columns, 80 of them in this case, on every floor, at least 8 floors, so it can fall symmetrically. But these are the fires, the worst fires that we have photographic or video evidence of in this building. And guess how fast it comes down? Free fall acceleration, straight down into its own footprint. Fires have never done this. Not in Los Angeles, not in Philadelphia, not in Venezuela, not ever before 9/11 when we had not 2, but 3 skyscrapers come down. We have witnesses that hear explosions. None of them appear in the final reports. We have experts that say, hey, yeah, that's a controlled demolition. They just remove the columns and it comes straight down. It's professional work, without a doubt. We have even FEMA early on, May 2002, documenting hot corrosion attack on the steel. Never before observed. Intergranular melting. It looks like Swiss cheese, the steel from World Trade Center 7. Liquid iron, what is that? That's molten iron. How hot do you have to get iron to get it molten? A lot hotter than a few small fires are in there. Hot enough to do this to the ends of the steel beams. Dripping out of the material held in the crab claw excavators. What else was found throughout the World Trade Center site? We have small chips of red-gray what? Not paint, but nanothermite, documented in a 24-page peer-reviewed paper, producing billions of small iron microspheres. Billions of them found and documented by the USGS and R.J. Lee and other environmental consulting firms. So what we have with Building 7 is a series of features of controlled demolition on the left that match up perfectly with the features of controlled demolition that are standard features. And we have some unique features as well. This is direct evidence of explosives. Destruction with explosives. Fire does not create these features, any of them, let alone all of them. We have no evidence from fires creating these. With additional circumstantial corroborative evidence, this is proof of evidence. This is what we're bringing to the architects and engineers throughout the country, where now 3,000 architects and engineers are signed on to our petition demanding a new investigation of all 3 skyscrapers, because this is just the beginning of the 4 hours of evidence that we've assembled and included on YouTube. Experts speak out. 9/11 explosive evidence. Experts speak out. And this is important. Why? Because we have a $4.5 trillion global war on terror that's consuming your tax dollars and the lives of our friends and family members and soldiers. 2 million people died in Afghanistan and Iraq already. We've lost our civil liberties through the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, the National Defense Authorization Act of 2012. It goes on and on and on, and it's not going to change until we pull this card out from under the pile, the house of cards that has happened for hundreds of years, but also in the aftermath of 9/11. Read about it in our book, Beyond Misinformation, as well. Visit our website, ae911truth.org. Get informed. Share the information with your friends. This is essential learning for every high school graduate in this country and everybody else as well. And that's why Bobby McIlvaine, who unfortunately was blown back from the North Tower as he was entering it, and he stands as an inspiration. His father, Bob, is the inspiration for the Bobby McIlvaine Act, which we are trying to introduce into Congress. And it takes one brave congressperson to stand up and say, yeah, I'll introduce this act for you. So we want you to find that brave congressman for us. How are you going to do it? Well, start by taking out your iPhone and texting 911-JUSTICE to 797979. Yes, 911-JUSTICE, all one word. Text it to 797979. Get the information on how you can share the Bobby McIlvaine Act and this evidence we've been just touching on today with your congressperson. So that is the next step and what we're about at AE 911 Truth, in addition to funding the University of Alaska in a $300,000 study of World Trade Center Building 7, a finite element analysis computer study that should have been done by NIST, but what they produced was just fraud. And you can read about that in the work that I've been showing you too. So I want to thank everybody, and we will connect with you out in the hallway. We have our books and t-shirts if you want to stand up for 9/11 Truth. Also visit our website, ae911truth.org and /justice for the Bobby McIlvaine Act. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it so much.